Winter 2024 Anime Season Roundup. Time to conclude this season, giving my general thoughts on what I watched. There will be no direct spoilers for any shows. I think this was a great season and start to the year. Everything that I stuck with, I really enjoyed. This was a big season for fantasy. Dungeon Meshi, Freerun, Mashed in Season 2, and The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic all brought different flavors and takes on fantasy. Dungeon Meshi is ridiculously funny and creative, while crafting an engrossing world. As someone who played a lot of D&D, this really hit this really hit the spot on that itch. If I had to pick a particular episode that stood out to me this season, I would go with Dungeon Meshi episode 3. It has everything that has made Dungeon Meshi engrossing and endearing so far. I'm really looking forward to the exciting ways Dungeon Meshi is developing its story and themes. I'd highly recommend this show to anyone. Rurun has a wonderful magic system, endearing characters, and beautiful visuals and atmosphere. It's filled with themes that give viewers a lot to think about during its calmer moments, along with awesome fights when things pick up. Everyone is gushing over the show already, so you probably know what makes it so beloved. It is super close to being my favorite, and I wouldn't seriously judge them against each other because they are so different. It's excellent and is my favorite of this batch of good fantasy shows. The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic gave us a refreshing interpretation of healing magic and the role of a healer, a topic I especially love that does not get enough focus in most series. It may not have the heights of the other shows this season, and does stumble a bit in the middle in terms of pacing, but I think the payoff is solid. It does good at doing what it's going for, and that is good enough when I am particularly interested in that. If you don't have as much interest in healing magic and or are bothered by slower pacing, I can understand giving this one a pass or dropping it. I like it, but it is the least great of what I watched. Magical Season 2 continues to be very funny, juggling magical parody with genuine cool magic stuff pretty well. It falls into the pitfalls of the stereotypical action anime that it usually tends to subvert, and the comedy may be starting to lose its luster as we continue to get more of it though. While some issues I had remain, one point of criticism got some solid development, alongside a bunch of great new characters. I like this season, but I would put it on par with the first rather than a major improvement. I don't think this season would change anyone's feelings about the series. Yubisaki to Renren gave me the wholesomeness that I look for in a season and ended up being my favorite show. You can read my reviews on the show to get my more in-depth thoughts. I'll say that this is a romance that feels far more mature and natural than a lot of the romances I've seen, while having an absolutely adorable main couple. The characters are very charming and have great development. It's not perfect, but its flaws are very minor. My biggest recommendation for this season is this if you enjoy romance and great characters. I had a smile on my face the whole time watching Sign of Affection. Between Itsuomi from Yubisaki to Renren and Rose from Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic, the rest of the characters this year really have their work cut out for them to surpass these two as my favorites. Blouse is a close second to Itsuomi though. The only show I tried but ended up dropping was Solo Leveling. We get some really great Sakuga in the fights, but that really is the only major strength for me. One other thing I liked is the way the fantasy elements are integrated in the world. Past that, though, I had trouble being interested in the points of these fights. There were multiple times I really did not like the writing. I do not like systems that try to put stats on people in a realistic manner, and it's never worked out for me when it's taken seriously. And it really does not work for me here. Without a thesis on biology explaining how a human body can reflect static stats, I am not getting the amount of detail that I would need to suspend my disbelief about it. It just does not work for me. I went into it expecting a slow grind, but to me the pacing did not reflect that. I initially liked how it wasn't edgy, but then it started to move more in that direction. This may have been one of the earlier series due to the fancy isekai tropes on display here, but this is an adaptation that has been happening now in 2024. So I'm going to hold it to the current standards, when many of these tropes for me are very tired. All the power to you if you like it, but it just didn't work for me. Now to look into the upcoming season of Spring 2024, which as of recording this is right now. Geez, this season is filled with sequels. I counted 12 as of writing this, based on Mal's page. As of right now, the shows that I'll definitely check out are Konosuba Season 3, My Hero Academy, Kaiju Number 8, Rura Camp Season 3, Sound Euphonium Season 3, and Bartender: A Glass of God. We'll see if I pick up any others along the way. You never know what show that's perfect for you may have just been off your radar, and that did absolutely happen this season already, as of recording this. That's what happened with Yubisaki Renren. I'll also continue to watch Dungeon Meshi. A show that I previously watched but will not be continuing in this upcoming season is Demon Slayer. I was not a fan of the previous season at all. For me, that was Demon Slayer at its absolute worst. Uninteresting villains, dragged out fights, long, repetitive dialogue, overuse of baiting and twists, and the plot development really didn't have any impact on me. Early on, I disagreed with the opinion of Demon Slayer having little appeal outside the great visuals, but I am more in agreement with that sentiment now, based on the last 2 seasons. This upcoming arc does not sound very interesting, on top of my disappointment with the last arc, so I will skip watching it and maybe I'll check out some of the fight scenes on YouTube instead. So thank you for spending the season with me. Please look forward to any upcoming posts or audio blogs based on spring 2024 shows, along with any winter 2024 shows that are close to concluding. Thanks for listening.